The Woman King is an epic story of historic Western African Ogoji women warriors. Whether you are on the sidelines with the boycotters or standing in line to purchase movie tickets, there are 4 powerful weight loss habits radiating throughout this fierce modern day chick flick that you and any woman over the age of 40 will want to incorporate into your daily lifestyle on your road towards successful, sustainable, healthy weight loss starting right now. Did you recall hearing that odd sound? Well, that's my best replication of the battle cry sounds heard in The Woman King, starring Viola Davis, which meant one thing from my perspective. It was a summoning of the inner strength, power, drive, and move towards a common goal. Life in the 40s and 50ish range where I am right now seems to require a bit more summoning of that power and drive than it did a few years ago. At least that's been my truth. Going to sleep, getting out of bed in the morning, making a meal, doing a load of laundry, even exercising, be it gentle or strenuous, are way more taxing at this stage. Of course, that must be something they forgot to tell Miss Davis.
I was 56 when I trained to be this warrior. Now, 5 hours a day, hour and a half of weight training, 3.5 hours of martial arts, punching, 10.0 on the treadmill.
Watching The Woman King reminded me that as wise women, that we have to summon our own inner drive during those moments when we just feel like it's all too much, like we can't go on. There's no coach, no trainer, no teacher, no guru that is going to do it for you, for me. When I allowed myself to gain over 70 pounds of excess weight, I was running from my power and giving my drive and strength away. No one was going to give me my power back. Thus, I had to reclaim it for myself. I think about tribal communities, athletes, and affirming speakers and how they prepare themselves to move past their limiting beliefs. Some chant like the warriors in The Warrior King. Others have a theme song that they stroll into, and some bathe themselves in words of hope. What will you use to help you summon your inner Woman King to drive you towards your goal? Speaking of goals, the women in The Woman King, they all had body goals. What I noticed was the variety of body type and shapes, yet each one of them exhibited strength, looked ultra healthy, and had solid muscle mass. You could clearly tell that they trained and ate based on their mission to protect a nation. And I'm here to tell you that you are your nation. They trained in a stereotypical way we say only men train, picking up and putting down heavy things. Yet their look was still very feminine. The warriors in The Woman King movie had the look we see on magazine covers, the looks we say we want, yet erroneously believe that just walking or doing Pilates solo will grant us. Our approach to training should very much match our mission, meaning if you feel less agile, then include mobility exercises into your day. Concerned about loss of bone and muscle density? I hear strength training calling your name. In the beginning of my weight loss journey, having a lower body fat percentage, that was my goal. That was my mission. So I focused my training on performing well in the kitchen. See where I'm going here? Oh, and another thing I spied during this movie was the lack of chasing after shiny objects when it came to their training and overall mission. They engaged in a basic set of movements, focusing on establishing good form, endurance, and progression. They were not hopping from one workout routine to the next new one. Something I sadly had to learn was an approach that was actually working against me, not for me. So what does your training say you're striving for? Have you picked an exercise routine or an eating plan in support of your mission, one that will help you stay the course? So real-time talk here. We have to do better. I don't know who started this horrible habit, and you know it's bad when there are best-selling books, courses, and seminars on how to do what should be a very natural part of our daily life. I'm talking about it. SP. Self-prioritization, aka self-care, self-wellness, whatever you want to call it, we are not doing it right. I'm not an overly expressive person, but it was so hard for me to contain my applause when I saw that in the thick of all of the training and protecting of the people, these warrior women created time in their lives to gather together for chats with one another, laughter, to do their own and each other's hair, bathe and revive their bodies and muscles, and nurture their nervous systems and their souls with warming hot oil self-massages. Let me tell you, when my needs are met in these self-caring ways, it very much feels as though I have winterized and protected myself to withstand any harsh interactions and situations that may come my way. It leaves me feeling full instead of depleted. And if you haven't guessed it, my favorite form of self-wellness is an oil massage for all of the goody goodnesses mentioned here and here. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being you are consistent and intentional with self-care, and 1 being the polar opposite, where do you land on the self-care scale? One tiny spoiler alert, not a big one, but just a little bit, okay? There was a part in the movie when the woman king said, now I'm paraphrasing, I have hidden her away. I have denied her. I ignored her pain. Okay, when that part of the movie came, it happened to coincide with my allergies kicking in, causing my eyes to look a little bit wet. It was allergies, okay? In that moment, in that instant, what popped in my mind were thoughts and images of the many, many times I allowed fear to stop me, to create a blockade that I felt was too hard to move or go around. So you know what I did? I sat and I ate. I pushed down my inner warrior me and ate. I let others assign my worth and ate. I shudder to think what would have become the state of my sons and husband lives had I permitted myself to remain clothed in fear and continue to ignore me, and did not come to realize and recognize that we are just one decision away from improving our health and reaching our goals. To all my women kings, what decision will you make today? Eat well, stay active.